Madam Speaker, the Transition Year program has helped African, Nova Scotian, and Indigenous students get to university and succeed. It's helped countless people overcome barriers and get an education. But this government has cut all its provincial funding for this vital program. Madam Speaker, I'm wondering, did the Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs ever step in to try and save the funding for the Transition Year program?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. I would ask that the member opposite get the proper figures with regards to the Transition Year program. But I want to say also something else, that there is over $21 million in supports for the African Nova Scotian community. That has gone up by 7.7 million since 2001. Some of the examples include $1.5 million to the Black Educators Association, $2.4 million for Akuma.
Order. I recognize the Honourable Member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I hope the minister can tell that to African Nova Scotians that when their programs are cut and they're no longer receiving the funding that is critical for communities. Madam Speaker, the minister has blamed the cuts to African Nova Scotian Affairs on everyone but herself. She's blamed other departments, she's blamed her staff, but I feel the need to remind the Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs that she is the Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs, and it's her job to stand up at the cabinet table and fight for African Nova Scotians. So, Madam Speaker, other ministers have publicly opposed other cuts. Will the Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs state publicly that she opposes these cuts to her department?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of African Nova Scotia Affairs.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. With regards to the department, African Nova Scotian Affairs, that I am responsible for, the estimate amount is over $5 million for this year. It's actually gone up. This government has invested $31.2 million over the last 4 years. African Nova Scotian Justice Institute, the Preston Area Housing Fund.
Order.